and we are right there with him. The light filters softly through the curtains of Jake's bedroom, casting a warm golden glow across the room. Everything feels still, peaceful, and unhurried. Jake stirs slowly under his blanket, blinking his eyes open. He reaches over to his bedside table and picks up his phone. A small smile spreads across his face as he looks at the screen. He takes a slow breath, sits up, and says with a relaxed and happy tone, "I'm gonna do a lot of things today." The word "gonna" appears highlighted in the subtitles at the bottom of the screen. This is not going to. This is gonna. Just Jake, the morning light, and a quiet feeling of peace starting to settle in. He takes a deep breath, raises both arms above his head, and stretches long and wide. You can almost feel how good that stretch feels after a full night of sleep. He stands up quietly and walks toward the window. His footsteps are soft on the floor. He reaches the curtain and gently pulls it to one side. Warm light fills the room. Jake looks outside for a moment, taking in the view. Then he smiles and says, "It is a good day." It is a natural, everyday moment. Simple but full of meaning for anyone learning how English really sounds. He moves slowly, still waking up, and starts the coffee maker. While it brews, he leans against the counter, looking around the room. Once the coffee is ready, he pours himself a cup and sits down at the table. He wraps both hands around the warm mug and takes a slow sip. Then he sets it down, picks up his phone, and says quietly to himself, "All right, I gotta plan my day." He opens his calendar app and stares at the screen. His expression becomes thoughtful as he begins going through his ideas. The word "gotta" appears clearly in the subtitles, highlighted so learners can notice how it sounds in real, relaxed speech. This is not just a plan for the day. For Jake, visiting his family means everything. And that feeling comes through clearly, without him needing to say another word. He takes a slow breath and begins thinking out loud. Jake says, "So, first thing, I am going to visit my family today." He pauses, smiling softly to himself. He says, "My family is really important to me. I love spending time with them." The camera moves in slowly, capturing the warmth in his eyes. There is something genuine in the way he says it, not rehearsed, just real. He sets his phone down on the table and wraps both hands around his coffee cup. He says, "Yeah, family first, always." The soft morning light fills the room. Everything feels still and quiet. And today it definitely does. He is not in a hurry, but he knows he needs one thing before he leaves. He starts looking around. He checks the desk, looks under some papers, and opens a drawer. Then he smiles. He found it, his camera. He holds it up and laughs a little to himself. He says, "I always take my camera when I visit my family. Always." There is something sweet about the way he says it. It is not just a camera. It is how he remembers moments. He checks that it is working, points it around the room playfully, and sets it down on the bed. "Keep that one in mind as we continue." He says, "I don't want to be late." Just like that, the calm morning energy shifts. The pacing picks up, and we follow Jake as he moves quickly through the house. He heads straight to the bathroom and jumps in the shower. The water runs fast. He is out in no time. Then he moves to his room, pulls on his clothes, grabs his bag, and checks that his camera is still inside. He takes one last look around, then heads for the door. He steps outside, pulls it shut behind him, and he is off. Everything feels easy, slow, and exactly right. The front door swings open before he even knocks. His mom stands there with the biggest smile on her face. She opens her arms wide and pulls him into a warm hug. She says, "We are so glad you are here, and we are going to have breakfast together, just like old times." Jake laughs softly and hugs her back. He steps inside and breathes in the familiar smell of home. He looks around and feels something quiet and warm settle in his chest. He turns to his mom and says, "I really just want to spend time with you all today. Nothing else matters." And that is exactly what Jake wanted to capture. There is food, warm drinks, and a lot of smiling. Jake looks around and feels something special. Everyone is talking at the same time, laughing at old stories, and sharing little moments from their week. His mom tells a funny story about something that happened at the market. His dad laughs loudly. His sister covers her face and giggles. Jake watches all of this and feels so grateful. He quietly reaches into his bag and takes out his camera. The whole moment feels light, warm, and completely natural. Just two siblings enjoying a simple and happy moment together. She asks him to take a picture of her. Jake laughs and says, wait, I need to check the camera first. The word check comes out clearly with a strong CH sound at the start. He holds up the camera, looks through the lens, and adjusts it slightly. His sister stands there, pretending to be impatient, which makes the moment feel real and funny. Jake looks up and says, okay, now smile. She gives her biggest smile, and Jake takes the photo. He looks at the screen and says, perfect, that is a great one. Jake steps outside, ready for the next part of his day. Jake's mom talks about an old memory, and his sister adds a funny detail that makes everyone smile. Jake listens, laughing along, feeling grateful for this time together. Then his phone buzzes. He glances down and his expression shifts slightly. He looks up and says, all right, I gotta leave now. His mom asks where he is going. Jake smiles and says, I'm gonna meet my friend at a cafe. He stands up, hugs his mom, and gives his sister a quick wave. He sets the menu down gently and smiles to himself. Something good is coming. The soft sounds of quiet conversations and gentle music fill the air. He finds a nice spot, pulls out a chair, and sits down comfortably. A waiter places a menu in front of him, and Jake picks it up, reading through it quietly and carefully. His eyes move slowly down the page. Then something catches his attention. He sees two items that look really good. Chocolate cake, chicken sandwich. He says them quietly to himself. Chocolate, chicken. Notice how both words begin with the same sound. The C and H together make a CH sound, like in chair or child. The waiter heads off to place the order, and Jake leans back in his chair, feeling relaxed and happy with his choice. Jake looks up, smiles back, and says yes, he would love some help. He tells the waiter he has already made up his mind. He would like a chocolate cake and a chicken sandwich, please. The waiter nods and repeats the order back to him. Chocolate cake and a chicken sandwich. Then he smiles and says, great choice. Jake thanks him and hands back the menu. Notice how the words choose, chocolate, chicken, and choice all use that same clear CH sound at the beginning. Just Jake, sitting in a cozy cafe, waiting for his chocolate cake and chicken sandwich. The cafe is warm and peaceful around him. Soft sounds fill the air, the gentle clinking of cups, quiet conversations, and the hum of the coffee machine. He looks around slowly, taking it all in. A small smile crosses his face. He thinks to himself, I really needed this. It has been a full morning. He visited his family, laughed with his sister, and took so many pictures. Now for just a moment, everything is still. He smiles again and keeps walking toward home. His steps are slow, and his bag feels heavier than before. But there is a quiet smile on his face. He takes a deep breath and thinks about everything that happened today. He says, it was a really good day. I spent time with my family, and that always makes me happy. I used my camera and took so many pictures. I hope they look good. And that chocolate cake at the cafe was absolutely delicious. I am so glad I ordered it. The screen slowly fades to black. The music fades with it, leaving everything quiet, easy, and complete. He drops onto the couch, kicks off his shoes, and lets out a long, satisfied breath. He picks up his phone, scrolls through the photos from the day, and smiles quietly to himself. He says, next weekend, I am gonna do it all again. I'm gonna visit my family. I am gonna bring my camera. And I am gonna find the best chocolate cake in the city. He laughs softly and sets his phone down on the table beside him. The word gonna appears 3 times in a row in the subtitles, each one gently highlighted so learners can see the pattern clearly and naturally.